was about to begin. Chapter 1. First Impressions. Olivia Mullins sat disconsolately on one of the hideous olive-green easy chairs arranged in rows in Hope Academy's common room on a dreary late October Thursday evening. Clutching a polystyrene cup of rapidly cooling coffee, Olivia watched her colleagues arrive for yet another interminable staff meeting. As the newest member of the English faculty, she had not yet been wholeheartedly welcomed into any of the departmental cliques which colonized the place on such occasions. The onlooker sees most of the game, she reassured herself, as noise levels rose and a buzz of expectation ran around the room. Here was dear old Dr. Abernathy, Hope's moth-eaten head of English, bowing gravely to her with old-world courtesy. Close on his heels came ginger-haired, cadaverous Mike Sinnott, the second in department, whose whippet-like intensity offered an amusing contrast to his boss's absent-mindedness. Then followed Val Thorpe and Brenda Ray, two sensible middle-aged women, quietly competent with a Mary Poppins air about them. A trio of grungy-looking newly qualified teachers marked by angst and acne slunk in behind them. Olivia brightened as her old friend Matthew Sullivan, lanky and beanpole-like as ever, sat down beside her, wearing his usual expression of ironic detachment. "What will the dear leader have in store for us tonight, I wonder?" murmured Sullivan mischievously. "Raising attainment in boys, isn't it?" Harry Mountfield, the rumpled head of religious studies who had squeezed in next to them, mimed, cutting his throat. "Bit of an oxymoron, that," drawled Sullivan irreverently, eliciting reproachful frowns from Val and Brenda. Olivia smothered a grin, watching with amusement as Harry proceeded to make himself comfortable. With hayseed hair sticking up in all directions and footballer's thighs akimbo in uninhibited man-spreader mode, he was the perfect foil to Sullivan's saturnine elegance. The two men were good friends, generating an air of complicity for which the only word was cahoots. Harry winked at her, and Olivia felt a rush of pleasure at the intimacy, the more so as it elicited a flurry of harumphing and eyebrow-raising from Val and Brenda. A sudden commotion at the door heralded the arrival of Hope's headmaster. James Palmer, call me J.P., short, balding and perma-tanned with Eric Morecambe's specs. He struck Olivia as curiously charisma-free, an impression reinforced by his squeaky voice and spermatozoan-like physique. "But don't be fooled," Sullivan had warned her. "The man could give Machiavelli a run for his money. He'd stab you in the back as soon as look at you." Bobbing obsequiously in J.P.'s wake came the human resources manager and headmaster's P.A., Tracy Roach, or Cockroach, as she was more commonly known, and Audrey Burke, to rhyme with Burke. Strange, mused Olivia, how a wispy little woman like the Cockroach could wield so much influence. Drearily clad in hues of oatmeal and beige, with an unthreatening grey bob, breathless voice, and ingenuous, limpid gaze, she was more like a down-at-heel librarian than the power behind J.P.'s throne. Behind the apparently harmless exterior, however, there lurked an arch snoop and world-class sycophant. Certainly, to hear her greasing up to J.P. was enough to curdle the milk. As for Audrey Burke, her honest, short-sighted eyes shone adoringly at the headmaster from behind bifocals as big as gig lamps. It was beyond Olivia's comprehension that the woman could not discern what an awful phony Palmer was. Love was blind and deaf in her case. J.P. took his place behind a lectern, the Cockroach and Audrey taking their seats in the front row after having conducted a beady-eyed inventory of the room, which was now almost full. Any absentees were sure to be slated for a reprimand before the day was very much older.
"Our focus this term is on kinesthetic learning and peer feedback,"